Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to Work Unleashed Live. This is totally live. It is November 6th, 2020. Yes. And it's actually still November. I don't know what day or week it feels like, but here we are. Halloween was last week. Let that happen. So if you still have some of that candy left in your house, go feel free to get some of that. Stress eat that. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring your dogs. Let your colleagues, coworkers know you're here. If you are joining us live today, by the way, this is totally live. See you out there. Can you please just leave a comment? Let us know where you are joining from today. I think many of us are very now familiar with the map of the United States after this week. So we may actually know. So you don't even need to put the larger city, or you can probably even put the town. We may know. So welcome. Let us know where you're joining us from today. I am your host. My name is Dan O'Leary. Great to be with you today. I work on the partnerships team here at Box, and I have the amazing job today of telling you about the design behind the all-new Box, but I'm not going to tell you a lot. We have one of the designers of the all-new Box joining us today. You're going to learn and hear about the design process, the creative process behind how we design Box, the actual applications themselves, and some of the decisions that get made behind what you see and how they appear. We have some of the process to show you. It's going to be awesome. And these types of conversations here on Work Unleashed Live are really designed to help you understand how to do your best work from anywhere. So we thought a great way to do that would be to share how some of our teams at Box are getting their best work done from anywhere. So to help us do that, I am happy today to be joined by Matthew Hewes, staff product designer at Box. Welcome to Work Unleashed Live.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You bet, man. Matthew, where are you joining us from today, by the way, and how are things going?
Things are good. I'm joining from San Jose, so not too far away.
That makes two of us. All right, so we are virtually very close.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, and physically too. And how are you, Matthew? How's it been going, man? You've been anything going on this week for you? A busy week, busy month. How's it going?
A lot going on. A lot going on the design front. A lot going on just in general in the country. Staying up to date, and yeah, it's been a busy week.
It's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today. It's awesome. I'm so glad you could be here. And look, for everyone else that's joining us today, we know there's a lot of other fun things going on in the world. So just spend 20 minutes with us. Hang out. Be here. This will be a good part of your week. We promise here on Work Unleashed Live. We have a few people coming in. What's up? Hey, Darren from New York. I know you very well. Hey, Frank. Nice to see you. People from London, all over the world. This Work Unleashed Live has gone global, Matthew. All to hear you. Get excited. So, all right, today we're talking about the all new Box. Let's talk about the all old Box. Is it okay? What's going on there?
So hopefully we've got a lot of our users and customers have transitioned over to the all new Box, but I know there still is a little bit of the old product still lying around. But we'd love to show you more about all new Box and see if we can get rid of the old one.
All right. Okay. That's fine. Some people are out there, trying to think about box.net or their new Xbox. So noted there. And thanks for letting me know. We got a little echo, and hello from Paris. All right. So Matthew, can you talk a little bit about what's actually in the all new Box? I'd love to hear and learn more. For those users who have not been transitioned over or hearing about this for the first time, what is the all new Box?
Yeah, so the all new Box is a combination of things, one of which is the new UI, which you're seeing right now on the screen. It's a new navigation on the left-hand side. We've got new recent files available, right as you launch the web application, so you can quickly get to what you were previously doing. It also includes annotations and preview and collections, which is our solution for folder sprawl, which we can talk a little bit more about.
Okay, that is awesome. Looks beautiful, looks modern, looks fast. Mm-hmm. Now, I know that you are part of an incredible design team here at Box. Matthew, can you talk about your specific focus on the all new Box? What have you been working on here as part of this team? And what are the things you've personally been focusing on?
Yeah, mainly so my role at Box is mainly on the mobile side, but also on the collections and content sprawl side. And lately I've also been working on annotations, which is something that I'm really excited about and excited to show more about and see more people take advantage of, because we've made commenting on specific documents and pages available across 100 file types. And I know for me personally, in my use of Box and what I've seen others, other coworkers, it's really changing the way that we work.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. And I want to dig into annotations in collections in just a second. But before we dig in, I'd love to understand, and maybe you could share with everyone who's joining us today, a little bit about your creative process. So as you and the team were thinking about building the all new box and actually thinking through the decision process and the creative process, how did that go? Can you tell everyone a little bit more about how the creative process works on the design team at Box, especially in this new world of remote work? How's that been going? How's that changed?
You know, we're really lucky at Box that we were so set up to work remotely just because of the nature of our product and the nature of our teams. And so the transition was really seamless for us. There were still some, pain points, as with, any company that's going from in-person to remote. But overall, our process has remained relatively unchanged. And it really starts out, in one of two ways. We either have a clear problem and something that we need to solve, like annotations, where we know it's something that will be beneficial to our users. And so starting from, that feature that we need to implement and really dive in and start concepting and brainstorming with others. Sometimes we'll do a design sprint, one of Google's design sprints, where we actually get engineers, designers, product managers together and collectively come up with a solution and test it. And that's really one of the things that we're trying to push for and do more of. The other, on the flip side, there are things like collections where we start with just a problem space like content sprawl. We know people have so much content in their Box accounts that it's really hard to find what they need to access. And so starting from that, exploring various different solutions like tags or different folder structures, and then collections, and really testing those to see what resonates best with our users, what's the most usable, and what direction we should go in. And then from there, taking concepts, doing more testing, getting feedback internally and externally, and then working with engineering to get it built.
I love it. So I'm hearing you big time, focusing on the problem, getting, the cross-functional teams in the room, making sure that, the work you're doing is tested and iterated, and you're gathering external feedback, including from some of our customers, which is awesome. I guess that's probably what people would expect, but the fact that you've been able, Matthew, to continue doing that, even over the last few months, especially as everyone has become remote, is pretty incredible. Great to hear. And I know that you personally had a lot to do with the collections product. And I'm curious, for you as a designer, where did you find inspiration? I mean, did you go to a library? How do you get excited about organizing files? Tell me more.
Yeah, it's something that we talked about for years before actually jumping on and working to solve the problem, because we knew it was there. And, collections was always something that was talked about, but we didn't know if that was the right solution. And really getting inspiration from that, looking at the operating systems and how they manage files, how people just in general organize files on their desktops, and drawing from that. And that was our inspiration, but behind that left navigation, keeping those, expanding upon what favorites looked like in the old Box, and taking that and merging it with something like what Explorer and Finder does on Mac OS or Windows. And then
makes a ton of sense.
Sorry.
Go ahead. The joys of latency on a live broadcast. No, it makes a ton of sense. I think all of us are used to organizing files on our desktop, and there's modalities of content access that are very familiar to many of us. And I think it's great that you're able to incorporate those into the design. You mentioned things like the left nav. What does that look like? What's in there? What can our users expect to find in that part of the new UI?
Yeah, and so this is just showing this was an example of what collections would have looked like in the old Box. And one of the reasons that it inspired us to actually go forward and start concepting and create the new Box, because it starts looking busy in that left-hand column. And
there's a lot in there.
And so just going through and looking at how collections worked there, we wanted to bring it into the new Box and make it clearer. And one of the great things is that you can Actually, when you're browsing Box, you can just drag content over to that left-hand bar and add content to your collections while you're looking around and finding content. One of the tips we try to tell people is to always, when you're collaborating with a new file or you're previewing a new file, click on that collections button when you're in that space so that you can come back to it if you ever think you need to access it again. That way, you're not having to manage bookmarks in Chrome or Internet Explorer. You're really just keeping track of it where you need it.
So someone told you my current workflow, huh? Just a folder full of bookmarks to all my important documents, or a box note full of documents. Okay, so if anyone missed our episode a week or two ago on change management, clearly there's some work to be done there. But I think for our users out there, that's such a great tip. Every time you access a file that you're going to need later, put that in a collection. You can have, Matty, how many collections do you have, or how many collections can you have? What's typical?
We found that users have a few, and that's growing over time. But I believe, don't hold me to this number because I think it changed. I think you can have about 99, and we're even looking to see if that limit should be increased.
All right, if you have more than 99 collections, let us know. We'd love to know what you're collecting. Are you like a bug collector, a stamp collector? You're not a file collector. If you have more than 99, you're probably set. That's awesome. I'm a big fan of that. I'm going to start using that more for users out there. Encourage you to do the same. And you also mentioned annotations, really another key thing that's enabling remote work. For our users that have not had a chance to see it, can you tell everyone a little about what annotations is? And I'm curious because it came out so fast. I feel like you guys read my mind of what was on my wish list for this year, and then you built it. How did that get developed, and how are you able to ship that so quickly?
Yeah, so we actually started on annotations. It was actually late last year when we started doing a lot of the design and prep work, and even started working with engineering. And early this year, when the pandemic really came about and everyone started transitioning to work from home, we really wanted to look and see how quickly we can add value to Box, to our users, so that they can work better remotely. And so we really looked at the roadmap, how we can get something out, in a few months. And so we were able to ship region annotations, really fast, so that users can comment just by dragging a box on any content and leave a content on any page of a multi-page document on various document types, and users will be sent notifications, and you can really collaborate that way on the content. And so we were able to get that out faster working with engineering, and they really did an amazing job to ship it so quickly.
It's incredible. I mean, all of my comments just say like, please fix on PowerPoints. That's kind of, that's not really true anymore. But that's so cool. And my understanding is this works for hundreds of different file types, right? So it's not like just, a typical red line on a Word document, but this could work for drawings, for PDF documents. What's the most interesting file type or file that you've seen annotated? Do you have a favorite?
Not necessarily a favorite. I've seen it used a lot on images. We've even started using on the design team to gather feedback, because we used to use tools like InVision or Google Gallery IO was a tool we used at one time. But being able to do it in Box, where we know everyone at Box has a Box account, obviously, and that's where we're storing a lot of our files anyways, so it's easier to just leave feedback there.
Absolutely. And I think one of the coolest parts is that this also can connect to other tools that people have now as part of their Box suite, like Relay. So when, as you're working through a design review process, for example, having that entire workflow built from end to end, all in Box, and have that be the system of record at the end of a design process. So you can not only store all of your in-process assets, but also the final deliverables, and then manage the lifecycle. Do that all in the same system is pretty incredible. Super cool. And for anyone who's not used annotations, just go add a file to Box, open that up, and draw it. And if you can't, we'll talk about how to get that coming up. So those are things that we've released. And thank you so much for you and the design team for making those happen so quickly and so beautifully as well. I think no one can deny that looks like a really engaging experience. Matthew, I'd love for you to talk a little bit about what you're working on next. So.
Yeah.
Sneak preview here, ladies and gentlemen. Work Unleashed Live, November edition. What is on
So,
your roadmap? What are you excited about? What are you building? What can you share with everyone today?
yeah, so there's more coming on mobile. There's also different types of annotations coming. So you'll be able to highlight text. You'll be able to draw on a document on web. And we have a lot coming on mobile. So everything that you see on web where you're able to draw regions, you're able to highlight text and draw it, you're going to be able to do that on Android and iOS as well. And we're also looking to really enhance the iPad experience because we've not given it as much love as we should. And now we're really getting to that point where we really want to enhance the iPad experience and make it almost desktop class. So you'll be able to annotate all the same document types. You'll be able to use your Apple Pencil, and you'll be able to use that pencil to take advantage of the new iOS 14 feature called Scribble, where you just write on that comment bar and it converts it to text automatically. It's like magic.
It is magic. If you have an iPad and you've not updated to iOS 14, go do it. If you have an Apple Pencil, it's one of those things you need to pay attention to, like the tips, because it totally changed in iOS 14 and it's way better. Apple Pencil went from this is cool and I would show it to people and they'd think it was a neat trick to I can't imagine not having this as a knowledge worker, as a mobile worker, as a remote worker. And the fact that Box is going to, support all those new capabilities is incredible. Is that something I should put on my holiday wish list? I don't know if you have any dates on this. I don't know if I even should be asking this question, but any news on when people may expect that?
It's going to be in the next few quarters. We're working on the iPad experience right now. So engineers are in code. We are actively getting it out. It's going to be soon. So in the next quarter. And
okay, working on it. We are working on it. So Apple Pencil fans, get excited. We will be testing it, getting it ready for you. Matthew, any other interesting highlights coming out of the mobile team? I think it's awesome you get to work across both those areas. Or anything else you're excited about just on mobile, as I think all of us have probably become multi-device users where on any given day, I have a phone, an iPad, a laptop, a PC, 7 cats. That's my collaboration stack these days. Anything that you're excited about on mobile as well that you'd want to share with everyone?
Yeah, one thing is just, again, on iPad, we are adding that activity sidebar so you can see the content just like in the web apps. You'll be able to expand that sidebar, see your comments. You'll be able to see snippets from those annotations and just quickly browse through documents and do more faster without having to go back and forth between different screens. And we're also, we've recently updated the mobile app. So this is the old mobile app and then the new mobile app, where we're trying to align the design patterns across mobile, web, and desktop. So you'll see things like the all new box. It's going to include mobile as well, and that also includes iPad. So we're also actively working on a new iPad experience that looks similar to the all new box on the web and really functions in a very similar way, where you've got your collections on the left nav, and you'll also be able to browse through some box folders in a better way. And we just really want to take advantage of the real estate that we have on the iPad and allow users to multitask without necessarily having to have a desktop computer.
That's awesome. I think especially too with the iPad Pro, if any knowledge workers out there, if you have that, many of us have actually been able to replace our laptops or PCs with that device, especially with the new updates. So I could reasonably see myself not bringing a laptop on a business trip if we ever get to do those again in the future, or maybe when I work from my other room. take that device instead. That is super awesome. I'm really love that, and the Apple Pencil's there too. This gets me really excited. Does this make you excited, Matthew? Do you get excited as a designer to work on these types of things?
It does, and I have an extensive mobile background, and so whenever I'm working on mobile, it's just it's my passion projects, and I really love enhancing those experiences and really making our apps the best that they can be, not just for the enterprise space, but also, when we look at consumer apps and, everything that's happening on mobile, we want to keep up.
Absolutely. It's so important because, mobile is a great connector of all these new types of workers as well, who are becoming knowledge workers and content connected workers because of mobile devices. So having a consistent, simple, unified experience that is so beautiful makes it very easy to adopt as well. So for administrators out there, I would feel very confident in pushing these applications out, because it's going to be pretty easy to pick up and learn and understand if you already know one experience to the other. Matthew, before we talk a little bit about, how people may join us or how to turn this on, any final thoughts, tips, or tricks that you'd want to share from your background on the design team for folks, or any final thoughts just on the all new box experience overall?
I would just say, try out annotations, and we're working on new ways of commenting on content. Just when you're on a document, try just drawing a box and mentioning someone, or when you're on that file, working on it and you need to access it later, just quickly add it to a collection or drag it to that sidebar. You
heard it here first, guys. Matthew says just try it. So that's the orders. Matthew, so we are obviously so grateful to have you and our entire design team part of the journey that we have on Box. And your background in particular has been so incredible, working across collections and annotations, desktop and mobile. I think it's great to see how you're applying your knowledge. If someone wanted to join your team, how might they do that? I hear that you're hiring and have some openings. Tell me more.
Yeah, so the design team is hiring. And so if you want to work with me or any of our amazing designers, and we have a really great head of design, if you want to join our team, go to box.com/careers. We're looking for designers across different areas.
And I can tell you, I now follow many of our designers and their portfolios. The work they do in and outside of Box is truly incredible. And the experiences that you see that I think we all take for granted sometimes, how easy and intuitive they are, as you heard today, are really the result of very diligent, hard work, testing, feedback, iteration, and rigorous experimentation across the design process. So if those are the things that excite you, we would be happy to call you a coworker in the future. Please come join us. And Matthew, if for our users out there who are like, I love this, I want it, but it's not on for me. I have the all old box. I want the all new box. How do they get it? How do they turn this on, and what does that look like?
Contact your administrator and ask them to enable all new box, or I believe we have a link that you can go to learn more about it and learn about how you can enable that for your instance of Box.
That's exactly right. That's awesome, Matthew. Yeah, and we could say send them this session. They can get a great walkthrough. They can skip my corny puns and bad jokes, and they don't have to even watch that, but they can watch this video. They can check out that blog post, and that will be awesome. Matthew, that was great, by the way. Thank you so much for joining us today. I have a few closing thoughts for everyone on the broadcast today, but thank you so much, not just for joining us today, obviously, but for the great work you and the design team have done. And I have a few things to share with people as we wrap up. Matthew, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You rock. All right. Wow. That happened. What a guy. So cool. I love talking to creative people. It makes me realize that I'm very different than them in many ways. And the work they do is really incredible, especially an artist and a great creative person like Matthew. So cool. So you heard today about the all new box. As noted, to get it, Brian, can we put that link back up for a second? This is how you learn more about the all new box. This blog post is great. Here's what I would do if I were you right now. I would take that link, bit.ly/all-new-box, and I would put that in Slack or in Workplace or on LinkedIn or on Facebook or maybe in your fax machine, but do not keep this a secret. If you are watching this right now, you're here for a reason, y'all. We knew this. We knew this was going to happen. So I'm asking you once again, please share this link. Let your team know, let your Box admins know, let other power users know, let the world know. It's okay. The all new Box is here and it's incredible. You saw today. I've been a Box user for 10 plus years. Most excited I've been about using this application, and the best experience I've had has been because of the all new Box. It's really delightful to use, and it's an app that I have open, all day, every day, and it's fast and it's great, and I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you can enjoy it as well. Ask your admin if it's not on for you. We can get it turned on. We can't wait to get your feedback and having you use it too. So that was all new Box. And if you liked this session, you want to learn more about secure remote work, how other organizations are navigating these times, whether it's from change management or it's from community building or IT. We've had some incredible guests, or even running the company. We've had our COO, our CIO, we've had the EIEIOs of Box have all joined us for this series. And there's some incredible sessions, blog posts, resources, and content, and much, much more. And it's all free, and it's free like a free burrito. You knew it was coming. So you'll enjoy that. Go to box.com/remote to learn more. All right. So if you have any other questions, you want to learn more, that's how you'll do it. On behalf of myself, Dan O'Leary, Matthew, the entire creative team, this has been Work Unleashed Live, totally live. We are really happy you joined us today. You could have been anywhere in the world. You're here with us. I appreciate that. And we will see you next time. I will probably have a mustache. I'm so sorry, Mom. Doing Movember, I got it. It's really important. So please attend anyways, despite that. And we will see you next time on the next edition of Work Unleashed Live. Thanks, everyone. See ya.